Hello Swatantra TV viewers. I am Mahima, welcoming you to our English bulletin with latest news, updates and analysis. Taking charge as Prime Minister in his third term, Narendra Modi on Monday signed his first file authorizing the release of 17th installment of the PM Kisan Nidhi funds amounting to nearly 20,000 crore rupees, which will benefit around 9.3 crore farmers. After signing on to the release of funds, Modi said that the government is fully committed to farmers' welfare. It is, therefore, fitting that the first file signed on taking charge is related to it. He promised to keep working even more for farmers and the agriculture sector in the times to come. The decision signifies the government's commitment to farmers' welfare following the ruling National Democratic Alliance's poll win, albeit with some setback, especially in parts of rural India. Modi was sworn in as Prime Minister on Sunday for a record-equaling third term, heading a 72-member Union Council of Ministers. Members of left-affiliated students' unions held a protest near the Education Ministry here on Monday demanding a probe into the alleged irregularities in the NEET examination, a statement said. The National Testing Agency on Saturday said the Education Ministry has set up a four-member panel to review the grace marks awarded to more than 1,500 candidates in the exam. The move came amid allegations of inflation of marks leading to 67 candidates sharing the first rank in the NEET UG medical entrance exam. The NTA has denied any irregularities and said the changes made in National Council of Educational Research and Training textbooks and grace marks for losing time at the examination centers were some of the reasons behind the students scoring higher marks. The issue has also taken a political turn with several parties raising concerns about the authenticity of the national exam for medical courses. The result of the medical entrance exam was announced on 4th June and thereafter aspirants have been alleging multiple issues, including irregularities in the test demanding a fresh examination. 67 candidates had shared the first rank in the exam including 8 from the same centre in Haryana. A record of more than 24 lakh candidates had registered for the exam this year. Meanwhile, a panel headed by retired Judge of Madras High Court Justice A.K. Rajan has asked the Tamil Nadu government to take immediate steps to eliminate national eligibility entrance test through legal or legislative procedures and make higher secondary examination marks the sole criteria for admission to first-year medical programs.
है वो डाउन कर रहे हैं, इससे हमारी जो स्टूडेंट्स का फ्यूचर है वो बहुत गर्त में जा रहा है। तो हम कहीं ना कहीं राहुल गांधी जी के सिपाही बनके इस आवाज़ को उजागर कर रहे हैं। जब भी ये लोग स्कैम करेंगे, जब भी ये लोग इस तरीके की गंदगी फैलाएंगे पूरे देश में, अगर बच्चों के साथ जो हमारा देश का भविष्य है, युवा वर्ग है, उनके साथ खिलवाड़ करने की कोशिश करेंगे, कांग्रेस के सिपाही, राहुल गांधी जी के सिपाही इसी तरीके से आवाज़ बुलंद करते रहेंगे।
जून 14 को आने का था, उसको उस रिजल्ट को जून 4 तारीख को इन लोग ने अनाउंस किया। इतने जल्दी में क्यों गड़बड़ी में इन लोग ने अनाउंस किया, ये सब कुछ जानकारी होना चाहिए। इसीलिए 67 लोगों को नंबर 1 रैंक कैसे आ सकते हैं, आप सब कुछ सोचना है। पहली बार इस तरीके का नंबर 1 रैंक 67 लोगों को इन लोग ने देने का और साथ में एक ही सेंटर का 8 बच्चे सेम फर्स्ट रैंक में कैसे आ सकता है, ये सारी बात।
Telangana Chief Minister A. Revant Reddy on Monday announced that his government would soon constitute panels to deal with issues relating to education and farmers. Speaking at an event here, He said the Minorities and Women's Commissions receive complaints and makes recommendations and directives to the governments to address problems of minorities and women. The proposed Farmers' Commission would address the grievances of riots with regard to spurious seeds, fertilizers and others and make recommendations for their welfare. Revant Reddy said the state government would set up the Education and Agriculture Commissions by taking it on priority. Noting that private corporate institutions advertise achievements of their students, he said pupils of state-run schools excelling in studies is a matter of pride to the government. He also pointed out that 90% of civil service officers, senior politicians, including Prime Minister Narendra Modi, TDP chief N. Chandrababu Naidu and even himself, are products of government schools. The Chief Minister said his government has undertaken a mega teachers recruitment drive under District Selection Committee examination system soon after it assumed office in December last year. The government has started work to reconstruct old government school buildings and to provide basic amenities in the schools.
మిత్రులారా, మీ తల్లిదండ్రులు కష్టపడి మీ తల్లిదండ్రులు మీ మీద ఎన్నో మిమ్మల్ని ప్రభుత్వ పాఠశాలలకు పంపించిండ్రు అని అంటే ఆర్థికంగా వాళ్ళు బలహీనంగా ఉండడమో లేదా గ్రామాలలోనే లేదా ప్రభుత్వ పాఠశాలలో చదివించాలనే పట్టుదలను నాకు తెలీదు. ఏది ఏమైనా ప్రైవేట్ పాఠశాలలతో పోటీపడి ప్రభుత్వ పాఠశాలలో చదువుకుంటున్న మీరు ఈ రకంగా రాణించడం ఇది ప్రభుత్వానికే గర్వకారణము. నారాయణ కాలేజీలో ర్యాంకు సాధిస్తే నారాయణ గారు ఫోటో దిగి ఈ విద్యార్థులు నా కాలేజ్ అని చెప్పుకుంటాడు. ప్రభుత్వ పాఠశాలలో మీరు ఈరోజు రాష్ట్ర స్థాయిలో రాణించి ప్రతిభను చాటితే ఈ ప్రభుత్వం నాది, నా ప్రభుత్వంలో చదువుకున్న విద్యార్థులు మీరు రాణించిందంటే మీరందరూ మా విద్యార్థులు. నారాయణ చైతన్య లాంటి ప్రైవేట్ కార్పొరేట్ పాఠశాలలతో కాలేజీలతో మా విద్యార్థులు కూడా పోటీ పడగలుగుతున్నారు అని అంటే అది మా గౌరవానికి గుర్తింపు.
The Telugu Desam Party legislature meeting will be held on 11th June to elect N. Chandrababu Naidu as the leader, said a party spokesperson on Monday. Following this, leaders of the NDA comprising TDP, BJP and Jana Sena would meet Gunnar S. Abdul Nazir and stake claim to form government, she said. According to spokesperson, there could be an invitation from the Gunnar to form the government by Tuesday evening. Along with Naidu, more leaders could be sworn in on Wednesday. Naidu is scheduled to take oath as Chief Minister at 11:27 a.m. by Kesrapalli near Gannavaram Airport. The NDA won a landslide victory in the recently concluded simultaneous Lok Sabha and Assembly elections in the southern state. CPIM on Monday claimed the Lok Sabha poll result was a setback for the BJP, which failed to get an absolute majority, as it cautioned the opposition India bloc to remain vigilant against Hindutva authoritarianism using fascistic methods. In the statement following a meeting of the Communist Party of India Marxists Politburo on Sunday, the party expressed disappointment over its poll performance, especially in Kerala, even as it noted that the left have marginally improved their presence in parliament. Having campaigned to reach a figure of 400 plus in the 543-member Lok Sabha, the BJP's tally is now 240 seats, the CPIM said, adding that while the Saffron Party is now 32 seats short of a majority on its own, the India bloc parties together are 38 short of a majority. Election Commission of India data shows that all the constituencies of the NDA put together got 43.31% of the votes polled. The constituents of the India bloc got 41.69%. The difference in vote share between both the combinations is less than 2 percentage points, the statement said. The CPIM alleged that the general elections were held amid widespread attacks on the opposition parties, brazen misuse of federal agencies and massive misuse of money power. The India bloc focused on issues concerning people's livelihood, such as unemployment, price rise and agrarian distress. Besides the threat to the constitution, democracy and civil liberties, the left party said. In the days to come, struggle against Hindutva authoritarianism using fascistic methods will have to be strengthened both inside and outside parliament, the CPIM Politburo said. Benchmark equity indices Sensex and Nifty ended lower on Monday after hitting their all-time high levels in early trade amid selling in blue-chip IT stocks and HDFC Bank. After breaching the 77,000 mark during the early trade, the 30-share BSE Sensex came under selling pressure at the fag end of the session and ended 203.28 points or 0.27% lower at 76,490.08. During the day, the benchmark jumped 385.68 points or 0.50% to hit a new record of 77,079.04. Halting its three-day rally, the NSE Nifty dipped 30.95 points or 0.13% to settle at 23,259.20. Intraday, it climbed 121.75 points or 0.52% to hit the lifetime peak of 23,411.90. Narendra Modi was sworn in as Prime Minister on Sunday for a record-equaling third term, heading a 72-member Union Council of Ministers that put emphasis on continuity, youth and experience, while also rewarding partners in the BJP-led NDA government. Among the 30 Sensex companies, Tech Mahindra, Infosys, Wipro, Bajaj Finance, Mahindra and Mahindra, HDFC Bank, HCL Technologies and Tata Consultancy Services were among the major laggards. Ultratech Cement, Power Grid, Nestle, NTPC, Tata Steel and Axis Bank were among the biggest gainers. Foreign institutional investors bought equities worth 4,391.02 crore rupees on Friday, according to exchange data. Gold prices remained flat at 71,800 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital on Monday. Gold traded flat on Monday, after COMEX spot gold declined as much as 3.45% on Friday, the most since August 2021. However, silver prices rose 200 rupees to 92,100 rupees per kg. In the previous session, it had closed at 91,900 rupees per kg. In the Delhi markets, spot gold prices 24 carats are trading flat at 71,800 rupees per 10 grams, unchanged from the previous close. In the overseas markets, spot gold at COMEX was trading at US $2,293 per ounce, down US $1 from the previous close. However, silver was quoted higher at US $29.50 per ounce. It had ended at $29.15 per ounce in the previous session. The rupee settled for the day lower by 10 paise at 83.50 against the US dollar on Monday. Traders will now shift their focus to the upcoming US policy decision and consumer price index inflation data, both due on 12th June, which may further provide more insights on the gold prices. Here are today's news. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV every day. This is Mahima, signing off. Keep watching Swatantra TV.